Chapter 5.7 Where Were You? Retta rushed up the stairs as fast as she could with Yana. She was dead weight dragging Retta down, but Red wouldn't abandon her. She slung Yana over her shoulder, carried Yana's prosthetic arm in her hand, and hurried to escape. Away from Luca, Retta noticed the sleeve of tattoos on Yana's prosthetic arm. A myriad of smaller pieces formed a collage, but at the center were two outstretched arms, swaddled in flowers, reaching for each other, the fingertips almost touching. Retta kept moving. The red-hot glow of the baton faded, and Retta made it to the stair's end. She input the passcode, the secret door slid open, and Retta rushed to escape. But in her haste, Retta forgot to check for guards. A hand slid over her mouth. Retta writhed in its grip, shoved her elbow back, and jammed the man's ribs. He didn't flinch. He remained poised and whispered in her ear, "Shh." She knew that voice. Retta turned, and when she did, she saw Tobias. He was a godsend. One she wished showed up earlier.
"Where were you?" "Looking for you. You didn't give me much details. Had to go look for your bright red scarf."
He looked over Retta's shoulder and saw two security guards pass by.
"Give me the girl,"
Tobias said, unfazed and unquestioning.
"I'll draw attention while you sneak out. We're swimming with sharks here."
"What about you?"
"I can handle a few goons."
Retta nodded, handed Yana over, and trusted Tobias.
"We'll talk back on the ship," he said. "Get your skiff and meet me off orbit. Just don't look suspicious, and you'll blend in."
She was still in Deegan's dress, while Tobias looked the same as he ever did. He didn't blend in, and if anyone would be questioned, it'd be him. But Retta nodded. Tobias went his own way, and when the guards inevitably questioned him about Yana, he told them,
"Girl sick. Had too much to drink. Mind getting out of the way?"
He was so brusque and unapproachable, the guards didn't even question it. Retta went solo to the valet, and she was uncomfortably paranoid. She looked over her shoulders, listened around corners, and felt like someone stalked her. She crossed her arms, covered her tattoos, and hid the baton from any prying eyes. She was ready for Luca to show up at any moment, for a guard to turn the corner and grab her, to be dragged down to the hell under the casino. But nothing came. She looked like another patron. With her baton hidden, the guards didn't immediately recognize her. They smiled. They nodded. They let Retta pass, and she felt like it was another trap, another act. An act like Deegan. He knew Luca, Retta realized. He knew him the entire time. He lied to Red, but he also lied for her. When Luca came, when Yana needed help, Deegan misled Luca. She wasn't sure if she should feel grateful or angry. Retta arrived at the valet. The frog-like bouncer at the front greeted Red as she approached and asked for her ship.
"Where's Mr. Deegan?"
he croaked. "Oh, he wanted to stay and do his own thing. You know how he can be," she lied. The bouncer grumbled with a hint of suspicion. "Just get my ship, please, just get my ship," Retta thought. After an awkward pause, the bouncer turned and went into the garage. The preceding 3 minutes she waited felt like a nightmare. Retta felt eyes crawling up her spine. Every footstep felt like a threat. She was anxious, nervous, and she bit her inner lip. Red needed to get off that planet, out of her stupid dress, and far, far away from Deimos. She wondered how Tobias and Yana were faring. "Please be safe." The valet returned, and graciously, without any guards, Retta got into her skiff, thanked the bouncer, and blasted off, shooting into space with a full tank of fuel and a comfortable distance away from Luca. Tobias's junker ship was right outside orbit. The back hull was open. Retta docked, and once the pressure chamber sealed, Alpha ran to her ship. She had her tail between her legs and her ears hung low. "Hey, girl, is everything all right?" Retta asked, and heard an unnatural quiet from the hull. "Tobias?" she called, but no one answered. "Tobias?" "Shh!" he said and turned in from the hallway.
You're gonna wake the girl.
Sorry, Retta said and looked over her shoulder once more. Even here, in their ship, she felt like Luca could show. Tobias had never seen Red so shaken up.
You good?
Luca was eye to eye with me, Tobias.
It was a close call.
He was in my mind with me. Tobias looked at Retta, wide-eyed, and she continued. He knew I used the baton on him.
Oh.
Tobias didn't know how to respond.
That's a problem.
He's still out there.
I know.
And somehow Deegan is involved with him. She thought, but was too embarrassed to tell Tobias and prove him right. She shouldn't have trusted the boy.
Well,
he mumbled and switched topics with no better answer.
That girl, Yana, she ain't looking good,
Tobias said, crossed his arms over, and Retta noticed streaks of blood on Tobias's hands and sleeves. It was Yana's blood. How bad is it?
Bad. Blood ain't the problem. She's withdrawn.
Withdrawing?
Drugs.
Tobias looked at the ground.
Bad, too. Not exactly the help I thought she'd be for us. Seems like just another junkie.
He stopped himself, squeezed his eyes shut, and took a deep breath.
Never mind. Just for now, leave her be.
And what about Luca? Retta asked.
That, he paused, is its own problem.
Tobias had no witty retort, no jab, no jokes, nothing.
He don't forget faces, so best keep your eyes peeled, Tobias said and turned around. Never know when he'll show.
Retta looked at the hangar doors, and the infinite void of space suddenly felt much, much more dangerous.